Graham, good to see you. Hope you enjoyed your trip to Cardiff City Stadium last night. What did you make of Wales against Finland?
I thought it was a great victory, great game. Really, well, I won't say comfortable. There's never anything comfortable in football, but yeah, I thought Wales were very good. It was exactly what they needed leading into a huge game on Tuesday night against Poland, which the calibre of opposition will obviously be better. So yeah, it was a great occasion, great event, and a really pleasing performance from Wales. I'm sure Pagey and the lads will be really happy with that. And really looking forward to Tuesday night against Poland. Be an exciting game.
Bringing things back to home, what's the week been like after what was a fantastic performance and result last time out?
As you can imagine, when you're winning games of football, the week is always positive. It's always bubbly and bouncy. We tried to come off the players a little bit this week and not punish them as we always do. Yeah, we just come off them a little bit this week when their workload, and we just taper things down a little bit for them. Because obviously the travel that we've had and the travel that's coming upon us over the next couple of games. So yeah, we've had to look after them. We've done a lot of work, and as usual, on and off the pitch, we've done a lot of analyst work, a lot of work in the gym and that, which is a big plus point for us. So yeah, listen, it was a good week. It was a positive week, as you know, when you win games of football, it's always bubbly and bouncy.
How much of a luxury is that, especially when there's been so many weeks recently where you are playing Saturday, midweek Saturday?
Yeah, it's a rarity, isn't it? It's a rarity in the EFL that you get a free week, and that free week you need to obviously calculate what's needed, where the players are, not only the fitness levels but the mood in the camp and things like that, and the type of atmosphere. So yeah, we found this week that the lads were buzzing. They were flying, and their numbers were really high. Their workload, the high speed running, really high over the last month. So we felt we needed to come off them. So we had a little sit down as a group of staff, and we felt what was the best course of action for the week. And hopefully, look, you'll never know until after the game on Saturday whether it was a right decision or a wrong decision. But you make them decisions on the facts that's presented to you, and you make them decisions on what you're seeing with your experienced eyes. So yeah, listen. Hopefully we'll have some energy in our legs on Saturday. But yeah, again, it's one of those things you just never know till after the event, till after Saturday, after the game.
Along all the way trip, would you make of Barrow? Of course, you beat a team who were right up there last week as well. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of confidence there, and you've had time to work on it, but there's always a tough test. It sounds like a bit of a cliche, but would you make of them?
Barrow are flying. Barrow are doing brilliant, and to be fair, Barrow are a real good team. Pete's a top man, a good manager as well. He sets his teams up really well. They'll be disciplined, they'll be organised, and one thing about Pete Wild's team is they'll be hard working. They'll be a danger at set piece. They'll carry some size. They'll have some size and some presence, and that's probably Pete Wild's teams in a nutshell. He gets the best out of his players. They've got some experienced lads, and it will be a real tough game. One thing about looking back on Barrow, not only here, seeing them through the season, and then obviously looking at the tapes of their tapes. I sound old there, don't they? What do we do nowadays? DVDs or videos, is it? I don't know. Whatever you watch nowadays on the laptops. But yeah, when you're watching the games back on Barrow Preview, they always create chances. So it'll be one of them again, similar to last week. We'll have to defend well. We'll have to defend the box well. We'll have to be up for it. We'll have to be at them. And we'll have to more than match them. If we don't more than match them, we'll be in trouble. So, like I say to the lads, you go out and work your socks off, and they do, in fairness to them. So, yeah, it should be a real good game.
And in terms of team news, how are you looking at players physically, and who's ready and who may not be available for the weekend?
Well, I hope they're all ready. We have what we have. We've no, there's nothing fresh, there's nothing new. Thank God. We've got well, I've never sat here and said a fully fit squad, but of what we've got available, we're fit, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's something I've never had the luxury of this season. It's unusual really in football, but we've never had the luxury of picking from a fully fit squad. So we haven't got a fully fit squad this weekend. We've got the same 5-6 lads that are out injured, which is hard for a squad of our size to take. But look, we're all right. We're relatively healthy, shall we say. We've got the same squad as last week, and we'll we'll go in to Barrow and give it a good account of ourselves, hopefully, and try and come out the other end with a result.
Just lastly from me, Graham, you referenced last week in terms of the bigger picture, building for the summer, with Hugh Jenkins coming in a couple of months ago and everything else. Does it feel like you're really building something here now?
Like I say, time will only tell. Time will only tell. But we are. It's been. Look at the famous old saying: a manager sits here and he turns around and says it's been a remarkable turnaround. You'll have half a dozen people be saying, talking, what's he talking about? And there'll be others that'll agree with you. There's others that won't agree with you. But I do think, in my opinion, if I'm allowed an opinion, I do think it's been a remarkable turnaround. I think not only the mindset and the mentality. From when we first arrived to now has dramatically changed. I think the football has changed. The personnel hasn't changed greatly, but it has changed. And I just think with the new owner, I do think the future can be bright. But we've seen this. We've been over the course and we've witnessed this with other clubs in higher divisions. It's about the here and now, and I always find that in football. We mentioned international football earlier on. I always think football is about here and now. It's not about. I hear so much about building. I hear so much about processes. I hear so much about last year and next year. I always think football is about the here and now, because if you're sitting in my seat, you don't get till next year. You don't get till next week. You don't get to next month. If you're sitting in my seat, it is the here and now, and you have to. You have to be winning games of football, and luckily we're doing okay at this moment in time. But yeah, there does feel like there is progress on and off the pitch. It feels like there's a mentality shift, a mindset, a change, and it feels like we are going into games thinking we can compete and we can win games of football, and we're not little old Newport that are underdogs, and we'll always be underdogs. But yeah, there's definitely been a mindset change and a mentality change, and we've definitely made progress. How far we can go, how much we can push the club, is anybody's guess. Don't know what will happen over the next 12-18 months. Nobody knows that. But yeah, certainly with the new owner and his backing, and of course the backing we get off the Amber Army is tremendous. I've not known that type of support whereby you don't win a game, but they cheer you off the pitch. So we talk about reactions when we don't win games. The reactions are not down to me or down to the players. The reactions are down to those guys on the terrace, those guys who come out and support. Because I said this last week, we lost a game here. I'm not sure whether it was Mansfield at home, but the fans all stayed. They just stayed and they cheered the bloody team. Sorry for swearing, but they cheered the team around the pitch. We walked into the change room after it, and you just say to the players, look, that's what your fan base think of you. So picking players up after defeats and reactions and things like that, I get a little bit, I get that, but a lot of that is down to the fans, not down to me. A lot of that is down to the people who come through. So what I'm trying to go, a long way around, but what I'm trying to say, if the fans and the owner and the team and the management and we're all together as a football club, I do think the football club can make progress. Sorry about the long-winded answer, but hey, that's life.
Appreciate the answer, Graham. Thank you very much.
No,
thank you.
How useful psychologically is the sort of 58 target? It just keeps people focused, doesn't it? And I know we bang on about playoffs and stuff, but you've got that 58 and it just keeps that.
Well, 57 was naturally 50. I think every league team, I think that's natural, no matter whether you're top, middle or bottom or where you sit in the division. I think every team will go into League 1, League 2, and you'll be looking to get the 50. And then when you get to the other side of 50, then we obviously had 57 last year, and we wanted to get after that as well. So that's what we're chasing down at this moment in time. And it's, as always, it's the quicker you can get to it. You guys, that's for you guys to talk about the other side of things. But it was the same. I think you remember 12 months ago, 18 months ago, when we come in through the door, we didn't want any talk about the other end of the table. I think it's so important in football that you concentrate on the next game. As soon as you start taking your eye off the next game, the next result, the next outcome, you start losing concentration. You start making mistakes, and you fall flat on your face. And we all know, we've all been in the game long enough, football can kick you up the backside at any stage as soon as you take your eye off it. And I say this to young kids all the time, as soon as you think you've made it, the game will just jump up and kick you between the teeth, and it hurts, and it hurts. And I think you've got to have small little steps. We've always said walk, crawl, or crawl, walk and then run. We've always said that, and I think that's probably the process that the football club is going through at this moment in time. And hopefully one day we'll be able to advance, and our targets and our ambitions will be bigger than what they are at this moment in time.
And given how League Two especially can change, you know, you got 3 games in 9 days. Things, if you look too far ahead, you'll be. The league picture will change anyway, won't it? So it's mad.
There'll be a lot of change. There will be, yeah. But look, you got to look at our circumstances, our squad, and like I said earlier on, we don't have the luxury of picking from a fully fit squad at any stage this season. And no matter what we do, we cannot change September, October, and November. That was just 3 cruel months that hurt us all. So that's there. That's facts. We can't change that. We had a resemblance of a strong squad in January, February and March, and we put together some strong results. So look, unfortunately when you have a squad probably of our size, you're limited in what you can do and how far you can push people. And let's not forget, Saturday is game number 50. And a lot of our lads have played probably the best part of 48, 49, 50 games. So there's been no opportunity to rest. There's been no opportunity to take them away or out of the firing line, take them out of the heat, take them away. So it's been a long, hard, tough season with a lot of circumstances and a lot of adversity. But we're still there. We're still fighting, and we're not far off our 57-point total. So hopefully we can go beyond that on Saturday, and that will always be our aim to try and win games.
One of those who has played, well, he played every league game, Brenden came up with a goal. How impressed have you been with his season?
Yeah, but I think you can probably, Bryn might need a rest. He might have needed taken out weeks ago. But and again, it's footballers, isn't it? You'd say to Bryn, I'm going to leave you out this weekend. He ain't having that. You tell Bryn you're going to take him off. And that's all players in our squad. We tell them we're going to rest them. We say, listen, we need to look at your minutes, your workload. No, I'm fine. Every player, even the lads returning from injury, every player just says, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fully fit. But you try to look after them, you try to manage them. And I think that's a good thing about the group of lads. They've allowed us, they've trusted in us, trusted in me, trusted in the backroom team to manage them, trusted in what we were trying to do with them. And there was method behind the madness at times. Not everybody will see it, but once you sit down and explain to the players, then they get it, they understand it. They may not like it, but they get it and they understand it. And I think there is a trust between myself and the players. I think there is that trust, that bond, and I think that's why they run through brick walls for this football club. Excuse me.
Kyle has come back, and he's one who you had to carefully bring back. How pleased have you been with his performance?
We knew what Kyle brings to the table, but again, Kyle is probably one at this moment in time we need to take out. We need to rest, because to just chuck him in there after a long injury layoff, to just chuck him in there is dangerous. Is not conducive to maintaining fitness. So we're in the latter stages of the season. We don't have an awful lot of choice with Kyle. He had to go in and play. I would have liked Kyle to have a full pre-season and the first 3 months of our season to go and play every game, because that's what he needed. But I suppose it's looking, listening and learning to what his body is saying, and having the right training programme, the right methods in place for him next season, so he can give us that pre-season, he can give us that first 3 months of the season, and then he might be another one that we're talking about next year and playing 50 games. So yeah, look, it's not ideal that he's been playing week in, week out, but he's been doing well. He got his first goal last week, clean sheet to go with it, 3 points. So all in all, that's been a brilliant Saturday for him. But we all know what happens in football, and I've just alluded to it. As soon as you think you've made it, as soon as you rest on your laurels, and as soon as you think you've cracked it, this game will jump up and kick you up the backside.